Welcome, everyone. The records are now open. If you are seeking insights that go beyond superficial understanding and you want access to wisdom that will illuminate your path, your purpose, you are in the right place. Welcome. My name is Emily Harrison. I am the founder director here inside the Akashic Academy. And I'm a mentor in the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records helped me go from food stamps to fortune in the process of being on my journey and my purpose. And you might say, yeah, purpose here on this planet has nothing to do with how much money we make. And I hear you if that is your perspective. I'll also invite you to see it from another perspective, y'all. Just like we come into this planet with gifts and skills and artistry and ways that we're here to share, we also come in with areas of karmic trauma and areas where we've got ancestral blockages, and money, the ability to source and resource, has been a huge teacher for me in this lifetime. I found that having an understanding of wealth and my finances and how my soul purpose fit into the whole thing was what helped me step out of survival mode. And if we're in survival mode, and most of us are in some aspect of our life, just like we come in with our gifts and skills and talents, we also come in with areas where we've got this karmic trauma and we're in survival mode. And you might be in survival mode today in your health or in your relationships. All right. Or in survival mode, you might feel like you're in survival mode when it comes to your mission, your path, your journey. That is what we are going to lean into and bring energy and intelligence into. So we don't have to feel like we're in survival mode. When we get out of survival mode, the next phase is tapping into that masterful level of creativity. And if we can begin to look at our challenges as the teachers, if you're challenged in your health, or challenged in your relationships, or challenged in your finances, look at these as your teachers, your opportunities to become more resourceful. And in order to do that, we have to look at things differently. We have to shift our mind and open up our mind to higher mind, which is what we're all going to get a dose of here today. Welcome. Say hello to me once you get here. I am joining you from the high Sierras, and I like to know where you're tuning in from as well, and invite everyone to begin to see in your mind's eye. This is already starting to activate your psychic skills, your gift of higher vision. Illuminate all of these pinpoints of light all over our planet. I see Canada and South Africa and Bulgaria. Where else y'all tuning in from? All right. As you begin to play here in this space, your skills will open up and expand. I'm also going to set a frequency here for us, invite the guides to help me so we can all have a profound experience today. India Ari in the house. Hello, sister. Beautiful artist here to change the planet. Deborah, I see you too, and Joe Walsh. All right, so here's what's gonna happen today. We're gonna jam for the next 30 minutes or so in the space of our Akashic Records. And I want to give everybody a high-level overview of what the Akashic Records are. Like I shared with you, I'm an Akashic Records mentor. My mission is to teach y'all everything I know about the Akashic Records so that you can have full access to the genius that's available to us in this realm. So I want to give you a high-level overview of what the Akashic Records are, so that we can all play together and have a profound experience here today. And then I'm going to channel from the records for you. So you can go ahead and start blowing up my chat box with questions, areas of your life where perhaps you feel stuck. Maybe you feel stuck because there's healing or karmic energy. You got some trauma coming up. We've all got trauma. If you are still here on this planet, you are engaging in a process, a cycle of healing and growth and healing and growth. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here anymore. If your soul's still here, you're engaging in this process. All right. So the more we heal, the more we grow. And the more we grow, the more we gain skills to heal the areas where we're still stuck. All right. So let's start unraveling this today. Let's start calling in some higher mind. Let's have the experience of looking at our challenges and our opportunities differently. All right. So then once I give you this high level overview, I'm going to start answering these questions that you guys are already starting to share. Thank you so much. If I do not get to your question today, which by the way, doggone it, there are always some great questions. And I notice them when I go back. Sometimes when I should say I notice them when I go back. I notice them before I click out of this app. As soon as I click out of this app, I can't find them anymore. So I feel like I've changed that. So I can definitely go back and tap in with more of you that I don't actually get to here on the show. You guys asked some great questions. And if I don't happen to get back to you, there is power in the ask. You will still get the answer. It will drop into your field either through a dream or an illuminated conversation that you're having, or while you're doing your laundry or something, but you will be answered. Okay? All right. And then at the end of the show today, I do have a very special invitation that will be right for some of you, not all of you. My masterclass is opening back up. Some of you will get exactly what you need today and you will be done. There will be some of you who will be ready to dive deep though. So for those of you all, I'll have a special invitation for you at the end. All right, so let's get busy. High level overview of what the Akashic Records are. This is the realm of consciousness that holds all information, past, present, all possible futures, and is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. This is also known as the mind of God. The Akashic Records are also known as superconscious intelligence. If you grew up in a religious construct like I did, and the Bible was part of your experience, in the Bible, this is known as the Book of Life. It's referenced throughout every major religion and culture, the Akash. It's Sanskrit for ether. Ether means primordial energy, and we all have the ability to tap in and to receive intelligence from this space. Now, the way that I train people to go into the records before you can just ping your way in, which by the way, you can stumble in ping your way in is what I call it. Because it's all about vibrational alignment and match. If you can move your state, your thoughts, your emotions, your body into a state of relaxation where your thoughts and your emotions can reach a true neutrality, where you're not judging, you're in a state of openness and unconditional love, you can tap into the records. That's all it takes to tap into the records. Normally, that happens to us, though, when you're dreaming, when you're driving, you're on a bit of autopilot, you're using different aspects of your mind and your energy field, or you're doing mundane tasks. What I want to teach you all how to do is how to tap in consciously. All right. And when we're tapping in consciously and at a moment's notice, there are ways that you can release density from your field and adjust your vibrational frequency, your thoughts and your emotions, which is what I teach in the class. Although today I'm just going to set the frequency. Ask the guide to help me just set this space, open up this space, open you up to higher mind. Our job is just to see things differently today. If you notice yourself in judgment, in agreement or disagreement, see if you can find the part of your mind that is curious, is willing to play with the question, can I see where this is even true? All right, that's the key to opening up your mind and tapping into this higher mind today. All right, let me see if there's anything else that I want to share with you all about the records. That seems good enough for now. Let's dive in. All right, I'm gonna put my glasses on here so I can see. Instagram, light me up. Light me up with some questions. All my questions are coming in on StreamYard so far. All right. And Darilo. Darilho. Pronouncing new names on lives are always fun for me. All right, I would like to know how much sexual abuse and sexual shame are still hampering my life and my inner child, and how to release this trauma. Ooh, good stuff. Yeah, our trauma is definitely coming up. All right, if you are feeling and someone who has felt sexual abuse and sexual trauma, I've definitely experienced some sexual trauma, not in the ways that I would say are like traditional, like child abuse or being raped anything like that. However, not being able to be fully present in my own divine feminine energies. And yeah, I mean, you don't have to experience extremities, okay, physical extremities, in order to have experienced the sexual shame, all right, and quite likely sexual abuse too. So that's the first thing that the guides want to say is just let's open up the conversation that we've all experienced it. We've all experienced sexual trauma, and there is sexual trauma that we're all still experiencing. There are deeper layers that we can go. Always learning, always learning. All right, the shame goes incredibly deep for most of us. All right, so Anda, here's what the guides are saying. When it comes to what is still hampering you, you've done a ton of healing. It's like the healing work has been done. And let me know if you resonate with this. All right, the healing work has been done in terms of you feeling so much of the charge around the energy and you being subject to behavioral responses, thought responses, emotional responses that are PTSD related to the abuse and the shame. You've done enough work where, like, if it even comes up now, you catch yourself and you're able to shift and course correct. Okay. However, this is still designed to be a teacher and part of your divine journey, the guides are saying. And so reframing the idea of fully releasing it might be helpful for you. And what could be beneficial is rather than having the mind construct of, okay, how do I release this? The guides are saying, how do I alchemize this? So alchemize is a transformation of the energy. It's a transmutation of the energy. There are 7 stages of alchemy. Alchemy comes from the lineage of the magician, Melchizedek, Merlin energy. Okay, lots of, yep, the guides actually just want to activate that lineage for us right now. All right, so if you want to receive the activation of Merlin, the activation of Melchizedek, your ability to alchemize, you can say yes now. And this gives you a different way to work with our energies, right? So it's discarding them and letting them go is one option. However, when they're really big like this, they have a lot of impact. They have a lot of ability to create momentum here on the planet. All right. All right. Let me know if you received that activation to work with your energy differently, your trauma differently, learning how to transmute it and release it. Good stuff. All right. And I feel like there's a little more in here for you. Let me just tap back in. A teacher of sexual magic is what the guides are saying. There you go. And this is something that a lot of you might want to explore, people who have had more extreme sexual trauma. There is definitely the lineage of sexual alchemy is coming back alive here on our planet as we're going through the collective process of rebalancing the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies here on the planet. It's becoming safe once again for the power of sexual alchemy and our sexual energy to be a tool, a technology that we can use to heal ourselves. And that wisdom is kept very secret. It's kept secret within, I don't like that word. I hear, I've got the channel, the feed coming through. Okay, so I'm using loose languaging here because I don't want anybody in victim mentality, but they're saying those victims, those that have been oppressed in your sexuality. From the earthly perspective, we might view ourselves as victims. You get to move from victim to victor, and you hold special knowledge within you that as you further heal your own sexual trauma and energy, you will know that that knowledge begins to reveal itself to you. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Hit some love, likes, hearts across the screen if you're getting good stuff out of it today. All right. Truth wave 1. Can you determine what is currently holding me back What do I need to release? All right. I love how questions tend to build on each other in this space too. I think the guides want us to let go of the idea of releasing. All right. Stop waiting for it to be over. And this is a lesson that I'm working with my own self right now. I'm going through a state of massive transformation, leading up to the Mount Shasta excursion this year. And then after Mount Shasta, holy cow, I am in a completely new timeline. It is definitely testing my resilience, my calm, my ability to stay connected to the wisdom and keep my nervous system. Because my nervous system has been through, just like all of ours, our nervous systems have been through shit. And our nervous systems, our bodies, we need them to help us in this time of evolution to stay calm and relaxed, because there is an ever-changing landscape that we're moving through with all the solar flares and all of the potential timelines that we can shift into, all converging here at once. It feels pretty chaotic. So we need our nervous systems to help keep us calm. And I feel like I'm in the freaking universal birthing canal in terms of how many things are shifting and changing in my life. It's exciting and scary and all of the things that we humans feel. Okay, totally in this right now. And I had a profound moment where all of a sudden I just heard the guide say, it's a season. Stop expecting it to end. If you just relax and breathe through it and stay connected, eventually you're going to get out and be like, oh, I'm at the end. But if you keep just like desperately begging and pleading for the end to stop, please, it's going to hurt worse. All right? Breathe through it. We get to shift and change. Don't worry about releasing anything. All right. We need all the tools that we have in front of us right now to get resourceful. We need the tools that we have. And some of these tools are still in raw form. All right. According to the Taoists, there are two forms of energy. It's raw and cultivated. All right. Passion is a raw energy. Compassion is the cultivated form of this energy. Raw energy is your trauma. As you heal it, you cultivate it, you transform it into the weapon, the power, the tool, the resource. We need everything that we can use at our disposal right now. All right. So don't let go of shit. Learn to be the magician. All right, Truth Wave. Let me just shift that question a little bit and tap in and see. All right, what would you be best served to transmute in your life? They're talking sexual shame with you as well, and they're saying that sexual shame is and it's directly connected to your ability to source and resource in terms of wealth right now. So that's definitely a place where you want to work. Okay, how do we begin to work to alchemize our sexual trauma and our sexual energy? Step one, face and feel. The guides are saying we've got to stop burying our emotions. We have to, okay, so we are such powerful creators. If you experience negative emotions, your brain can shut down your reactionary systems, your ability to even feel them, and you'll start to go numb. You'll start to not feel anything. All right? If you're feeling the numbness, what we got to do is we got to flip the switch back on so that we can start feeling things again. And some of the things that you feel are going to be uncomfortable. You got to face and feel. Here's the bigger truth though. And that is the things that feel uncomfortable, that come up, that wash up and out of you. These emotions last 90 seconds. Anything longer than that is going to be self-induced suffering. Okay. Let the wave come up, cry, get it out, and then just breathe yourself through it and let it move through. Be careful to not let your mind attach to the sadness, the pain, the victimhood that's coming up. But you do need to face and feel. All right, so the guides want to bring in two activations. They're going to do it simultaneously. They're going to be working on the solar plexus for courage, and the sacral to turn back on our ability to feel deeply. So say yes if you want to receive these activations again. The guides are working to activate and bring balance into your bodies, into your systems through your solar plexus, activating courage for you to not only see, but to feel the truth, trusting that you can do this. Tell yourself right now, I can do that. I can face and feel. Lori, thank you for sharing that you feel the numbness, sending you energy. All right, and then also the guides are working in the sacral, turning back on our desire to feel, right? You have to have a desire to feel. Good stuff. All right, cool. Thank you, Truth Wave. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling. Keep the questions coming. Katie says, don't forget to be darn proud of yourself for breaking ancestral trauma and healing your lineage. Superstar. Yes, I will take ownership for the areas where I'm healing my lineage. And I'm also going to take ownership right now for the trauma that I've inflicted on my lineage. Because that shit front and center right now in my field too. Which is why, and talk about guilt and shame. The guys want to go a little deeper into guilt and shame here. And I'll share what it looks like for me in my field. So one aspect of our healing, and I talked about we heal and then we grow from that healing, right? Is healing the areas where we have been victimized and learning to see ourselves differently. That's a huge part of it. But you want to know another huge part of it is we've played every single role in the archetype. In the archetype deck, you've been the good guy. You've also been the bad guy. Because you didn't have tools to deal with your own trauma, I guarantee you have inflicted it upon other people. And if you are a parent, we've inflicted it on our children. So as much healing as I've done in my family, I also see where I've done damage. And I see that specifically. I talk about like my timeline. Okay, I'm just going to I haven't talked about this a lot publicly yet. Maybe just like the slightest bit. Lots has shifted since Mount Shasta. It started before going into Mount Shasta, where I really got the invitation from my guides to bulldoze my programs, not all of them, but I have a year-long program that focuses on training for spiritual entrepreneurs, and I bulldozed it. And I knew that the day would come when I bulldozed it to focus on deep, very secret esoteric knowledge, like the sexual alchemy that we're talking about, and opening up access points to this. And I finally did it. I finally bulldozed what it looked like to show up and help spiritual entrepreneurs, because I felt like it's easy to put a price tag on that. You want me to teach you how to create a 6-figure business? It's easy to put a price tag on that. This was harder for me to step into. I did it though, excitedly. And lots of challenge, personally, interpersonally, business comes up along the way. All through Mount Shasta had challenges. Probably the biggest one was the night I got a call in the middle of the night from the Reno Police Department, letting me know that they were breaking up a huge rager party at my house, my teenagers. I made a decision to leave them home alone. That's actually a place where I feel, where I noticed that sometimes I go into victim mode. Well, there's no one else to stay with them. This is the only option I have. All right, if you ever hear yourself telling yourself something is the only option you have, you are in self-sabotage, you are lying to yourself, and your prisoner victim has taken over. So just listen to that part of yourself and be like, oh, that's the part of me that feels very imprisoned here. That means I have an opportunity to break out. So I'm shifting, I'm seeing things differently, but that was my decision before I left to Shasta. And teenagers being teenagers, they had a very big party that got out of control. And we were renting a beautiful home in an HOA community that this chapter will come to an end within the next 30 days. All right. We are being invited to move on. And so there are huge opportunities for me to level with my kids and rebuild something different. Stop telling the story of this is my only option. I'm a single mom. I have to work. You guys have to figure it out. And see, what I recognized in this process was one of my children, in a beautiful moment of courage and transparency and trauma, said, "You leave me to figure out my own life." Yeah, I do. I see that, right? So what I was able to notice from that was, oh, this kid has abandonment issues. And it's not just me abandoning them and going off to work, but there's also previous trauma of abandoning them, the times that their dad and I would be fighting and we would drop them off at their in-laws in the middle of the night. Abandonment. And I realized these teenagers, as big and strong and as handsome and beautiful and as they seem as they have it all together, every time I leave, I'm losing equity with them. And I see areas where I didn't have the skills before, created ripple effects in their life. So what I did was I canceled all speaking and traveling engagements for the next 6 months to simplify my life and stay really present with the lessons and the trauma that I need to see, not only in myself, but trauma that I've created in them. And to the best of my ability, use the tools that are at our disposal to shift culture and create new culture, right? Not always easy, but definitely very valuable, and can be quite fun. Hey, Tara, I see you. All right, we got 3 more minutes, so we're just gonna suck all the time we have here. I saw another question from my beautiful friend Deborah here. Deborah says, I'm wondering if my plans for the next 3 months are going to work out to be highly successful financially and for my business. Thank you. All right, let me tap in. All right, so the guides are saying, what I notice is that there are similar patterns that run through all of us. All right. So the fact that I'm talking about this pattern of simplification in order to stay very clear and very focused, it's going to be important for a lot of us. All right. And Deborah, they're saying it's important for you too. And they want me to build on this just a little bit. And the future exists in infinite possibility, the guides are saying. So there's the outcome is still adjusting itself according to your vibrational frequency. But the guides are saying you've done a great job masterminding what you want to create. You want to be mindful of areas that are going to suck your energy and cause you to go into overwhelm or chaos. That's the simplification aspect. Only show up to tasks that require your time and attention and discernment. Right now, the guides are bringing in discernment for what requires our time and attention and what's distortion. If you want to receive that right now, this is great for relationships too, because a lot of times in relationships, we will ruminate over something that somebody said or how we respond to it. And you get all distorted in your field. Okay, if you would like the activation for discernment, so you get some kind of an intuitive hit on what you should be entertaining and what you should not be entertaining, what's going to be an energy drain or a detriment, you can say yes now. And the guides will bring that in for you. But Deborah, really important for you, discernment on what can move your mind into chaos mode, because every beat matters right now in terms of your vibrational frequency and that potential outcome. So you want to keep yourself calm, cool, collected, have support around you. Do not let your energy get distracted by energy drainers, and hold the energy of the gratitude and the value you get to give to the planet and the safety you get to feel as all of your survival needs are met and exceeded as you walk the path of purpose and destiny. That invocation, the guides are inviting each and every single one of you who are on this path to receive. And so it is. Good stuff. All right, send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. If you had some fun today, I also want to invite you, if you've gotten value out of this time together, please share this out. I know that we are living in an illusion where we all look separate, but the truth is we are one. We are one being. We are one mind. And as we learn to see differently and open our hearts and open our minds, the faster, smarter, stronger we all get. So if this has been valuable to you, please share it out. And this concludes the question, answer, channeling, and activation portion of how we're going to hang out today. I do want to keep talking to some of you all, though. So if you're joining me on Instagram, I'm going to cut the feed here on Instagram, but I will invite you to come join on Facebook or YouTube, because I'm going to be sharing my screen here with you all, and I can't share a screen on Instagram. So come join us over here on StreamYard if you want to keep talking about Masterclass, which has been on hiatus, and it's coming back and has some new magic that I want to share with you. All right, so come join me over on Facebook or YouTube, Instagrammers. Cool. And just move this a little bit. All right, thank you guys. Those of you who are sticking here with me on StreamYard. All right, so for those of you, oh, dog freaking gone it. I forgot to give everybody the free gift first. Sean Morris, can I confirm you are leveling up? Yeah, hells yeah. If you guys are here, you're definitely leveling up. All right, well, I forgot to share a freebie gift. So if you scroll to the very top of the timeline here, let me just start here. Intuitive development. This is a free training for you all that's going to sharpen your intuition. All right. Before we talk about Akashic Records and reading the Akashic Records, and if you're ready to read the Akashic Records, you want to have strong intuition. Intuition is how you communicate in the space of the Akashic Records. Okay. And if you haven't trained your intuition, it's probably shut down quite a bit on you. Here's why you want to turn your intuition back on. When you have strong intuition, your ability to make powerful decisions increases radically. Some of you have the big decisions that you need to make in your life. All right, my daughter, Vivian, I was just helping her make a big decision. She got too much shit on her plate. She needed to make a big decision about a way to go in her life. These are the tools that we use. All right, so if you need to make decisions. Also, if you feel like you want to get clearer messages, all right, we all have the ability to get messages, whether they're in dream form, whether they are in your journaling, in your meditations. If you want to get clearer messages, sharpening your intuitive skills is going to do that for you. If you want to get better creative ideas, all right, and you want to open up new creative channels, it's through your intuition. So let's start here. If you want to up-level your intuition, turn it on, learn how to rev it up, how to exercise it in 15-second increments a day, the intuitive development training is for you. That's where we start. Nancy. For those of you who need something stronger, you need a stronger shot of medicine, there is no more time that you can waste. You need to solve your shit and you need to step into your potential. I hear you. Like you said, we're all one and the same. It may look different in your specific circumstances than it looked in mine. For you, maybe it looked like for my client, Kara, who was a spiritual entrepreneur, completely overwhelmed with the process, and went to a lifestyle where she vacations 4 times a year with her husband now, more by herself because she likes to travel more than him. Maybe your life looks like that and you want those kind of shifts. You're ready for that kind of potential. Right? Maybe you feel like you like my client Laura, who has hundreds of thousands of dollars in collegiate level training and beyond, and was very married to a timeline. If you feel chained to a timeline that you put so much of yourself into and you can't shift and you can't transform, but you feel like you want to, I get that it's hard, but like Laura, you can make the transformation. Okay. There's some of you that have a creative project locked inside of you, like Ava, who had a manuscript inside of her for years. And once she dove into this training, she started solving the shit that was standing in her way from releasing it and tapping into her ultimate creative genius. She released this manuscript into the world in perfect timing. It happened to mirror COVID. This whole story, fantasy fiction, pre-chronicled what we experienced during COVID. She won an award for fantasy fiction. All right, so for those of you who are in a space where it is go time, send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. I'm going to share my screen here with you. Bam. All right. So learn to read the records masterclass. Oh, let me go back to, am I actually sharing the screen? Oh yeah, there we go. I am sharing the screen. Okay. So masterclass, we've been on hiatus for the month of August, and many of my students have gone into Mount Shasta with me. And as we return in this new timeline, a couple new things happening with this training. One is called the Akashic Reading Room. And that's where you get to go in and not only give practice readings, but get practice readings. I want to make sure that I remember to tell you about that. There's another cool feature where you get your own private Akashic coach as you go through this process. And I'm super excited because as we come back from Mount Shasta, there are 5 spaces open for new students, and only 5 spaces of the hundreds of people that watch the video and the thousands of people that open the email. We've got 5 spaces. So if this is right for you, let's talk here. All right. So this is perfect if you are, well, an intuitive life coach, an energy healer, a Reiki master, a yoga instructor seeking spiritual growth. Here's what's going to happen in the masterclass. Now I got to switch back. Let me make sure that I'm scrolling. In this process, you learn to personally heal yourself of emotional and physical dis-ease, clear oppressive belief systems that are keeping you playing small, experience deep and transformative self-love so you can unlock infinite possibility, clear ancestral patterns that are keeping you and your family in a state of contraction, understand your mission, open access to your highest potential, access your quantum healing abilities so you can help others, and unlock new energetic skills so you can create change in life very quickly. Okay, let's talk about Mike Capo, science teacher, yoga instructor. He talks about the energy and meditations and information being exchanged as high quality. I love that coming from a science teacher. I loved working with Mike. Mike also talks about the important collaboration and community and connections that he experienced not only inside the training, but also after he completed the training. There's Kara, again, very, very popular Akashic astrologist and business coach. Such a privilege and honor to train Kara and to bring the Akashic records back to her lineage. I say bring it back because those of you who come into the field and you work with me, very soon you recognize that this is a remembrance that you've worked in this realm through many, many lifetimes. Laura, who talks I love it when my students do this, talks about how each module opens you up more and more. And she definitely got more excited every week, along with, I can remember clients like Cindy and Lisa. And those of you who love being students and you love being a student of life, you'll likely experience that. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what comes next. And then of course, Deborah commenting on what happens inside Masterclass, where I tune in and bring direct communication from the Akashic records to the students inside of the training. So, all right, so here's what it looks like. In the Masterclass training, you will not only attend a weekly Masterclass This happens not every Tuesday, almost every Tuesday. We do 3 weeks on, 1 week off. We have a 90-minute masterclass. You will also receive monthly one-on-one coaching. This should say sessions, plural. You're going to get 2 15-minute sessions with an Akashic coach each month. And there's also the bonus option if you want to train in Mount Shasta and you want to come with us to Mount Shasta. We put together a pretty special package for you to do that. But just focusing on the masterclass right now, the masterclass, imagine your life with unlimited access to the highest cosmic guidance and wisdom. What would you finally heal? What would you finally create? This is what the students experience. Self-love and respect that's so deep you can create anything that you desire. Improved clarity in your intuition that makes the Akashic records easy, that makes the messages easy to understand. And you get to teach others, help and share with others, right? Shift any circumstance in your life, including your job, including relationships that you might feel where you're stuck in timelines. Increasing your connection to the masters and the guides, enhancing self-confidence. There's also certification that's involved in this process. Here are the exact pieces that you will receive: 17 video modules plus 2 training bonus modules, printable workbook, bonus meditations and activations, masterclass, your Akashic coach, and the opportunity to up-level into the path of masters if you decide that you want to come to Mount Shasta with us. All right, so for those of you who want to experience this masterclass, I'm going to pop the link into the training. If you want to schedule a call with me about this, give me 1 second. I'm going to grab that for you too. If you're not sure if this is the right next step, maybe you've been wanting to take this class or this training, but you want to talk to me about it first. Let me grab the link to my calendar here. And while I'm grabbing this, I want you guys, anybody have any questions that you want to ask about this? Questions about the training? Okay, here's the link for my schedule if you want to chat about it more. And do I have any students that are still hanging out here that have done the training? Nancy, I don't know if you're still here. Or Jamie. Good to see you both. And if you're not quite ready to, let me stop screen share, make it big again. If you're not quite ready to dive into the masterclass training yet, make sure you check out the Intuitive Development, the free training. Okay. Questions going once, going twice. All right. Thank you all for being with me here today. I love Wednesdays. I always get a jolt of energy as I tap into this frequency with you all. There's definitely a cumulative effect. So every time you come and join me inside of this space, you are increasing your bandwidth to hold the frequency of unconditional love and zero judgment, not only for yourself, but for others, for your family. And as you learn to hold this frequency, you just get to see everything differently. It's a beautiful journey that we get to be on together. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you back here again next week.